get my oil.
All right, so we were just talking about how we have a love-hate relationship with summer because it's so darn hot this year, and we have a hate-hate relationship with the bugs, right? So we're going to be making a couple of products today to help you manage and repel those creepy, crawling, stinging, buzzing critters with your essential oils. And I love that we can use our oils to help us manage those pests, because you don't want to be using some of those toxic chemicals around your food and on your skin, and certainly around your pets when you're dealing with the bugs. Agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yes, ma'am, right? So I hope that you've gotten yourself something nice to drink, whether it's a glass of water or iced tea, just something to kick back and relax. Very nice,
that thought.
Kathy. Oh, okay, good. And I don't know if I gave you enough time to download the handout, so I'm happy to pull that up. Why don't I do that here? Share screen. I should have done this before. So hang on, just talk amongst yourselves, and let me go ahead and pull that up and see if I can find it quickly. Oh, let's see.
Oh.
doTERRA. And
So guys, just know I'll be in and out as Max
handouts.
fills things and does stuff.
Yeah, got it.
And I'm going to mute myself today too, so you don't have to
Okay.
listen to the music.
So can everybody see the handout?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so great. This was a class that Julie Newhilly and I put together. People that know Julie know that she's an expert gardener. So she's really the one that helped me compile the list of oils that are helpful to get rid of the bugs. And we found this really beautiful little recipe to make what we're calling the luminaire jars. And so I thought I'd just give you a little demo and show you how to make those. They're so pretty. And they look great on your picnic table, or if you're having a cocktail outside, just by a couple of chairs and a little table. Or if you go on a picnic, you could bring it with you. Now, what's really fun is if you have some friends over for an event, you can actually make these together. I usually buy a flat of the mason jars at Walmart. They're super cheap. Maybe they're $8 or something for about 10 of them. And then you can pick up those little candles. I get those at Michael's, and you can get quite a generous box, I think, of 12. And again, it's not very much money. And then whatever citrus you have, or herbs, or whatever you have to put inside the jar, and that just dulls it up a little bit. And then you can see that there's a list over on the right-hand side of the sheet, oils to keep the bugs away. And you can see there's several essential oils listed there. And before our call started, I just ran upstairs to get my Essential Life book, because, I don't always remember what all these essential oils do. I mean, I guess it's at one point I did, and then all of a sudden we started to add things like lemon eucalyptus, and I went to overload. So I brought my book. So if you have any questions about what these oils can do other than keeping the bugs away, I'm happy to read that to you. As a matter of fact, I pulled out citronella and opened that up in my Essential Life book. And not only can it help to repel insects like fleas and ticks, but it can also help you with let's see, post-surgery pain, swollen joints, arthritis. It can help you with insomnia. It's a good surface cleaner. So it does all kinds of things. And I really appreciate that about our essential oils, that they're incredibly versatile, don't you think? So I love to tell people, for instance, lemon is great to detoxify your liver, but you can also polish your furniture with it. So I mean, there's just so many things that it can do. And just as a little footnote, you always want to make sure that if you're going to ingest an essential oil, which we're not doing today, is part of our little make and take, but that you see if it says essential oil supplement on your bottle, then you know that that's one that you can take internally. And then, of course, the other thing to watch for is, does it have a child-proof cap? Because that's also another indicator that you wouldn't want to take it internally. Okay, so you ready for my little quickie demo?
Yep.
Can I just interject, Wendy?
Yeah, of course.
If it says supplement, yes, you can ingest it. If it says ingredients, that is where you're suggested not to ingest it. And both of the choices I have today, I have cedarwood and lemon eucalyptus that I'm going to use, and those are both not supposed to be ingested.
Right.
So that was the
Right.
alternate option, the ingredients or supplement.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Thanks. Okay, so I just went ahead and got myself a little mason jar. You can use any jar that you have handy. You could use a pretty glass. You could use a little jelly jar. Whatever you have that is going to hold your ingredients is going to be perfect. So no need to overthink it and try to copy what everybody else is doing. And Kimberly was over here on Sunday and she brought me some lavender from her garden. So I just went ahead and put some of the sprigs of lavender in my jar. And I can drop in a few thin little slices of lemon just to add a little bit of extra color. And then I'm going to add some essential oils. And I don't know about you, but some of these are kind of a mystery to me. I don't always use lemon eucalyptus or citronella. I don't always use those, but I do love cedarwood. It's just a beautiful aroma. And you will pick up a little bit of aroma from the essential oils once this is on your table. And then just kind of pick and choose. Maybe the cinnamon would be nice. So I'm just going to add a couple of drops of cinnamon. And you just add, oh, I don't know, I think maybe 5 or 10 drops is probably all you need. And I'm going to go ahead and add the Terra Shield. And I think we should talk, Kathy, about the new formulation of the Terra Shield. Not that I'm overly prepared to do that, but we
I'm
do
not.
have. Yeah, I can just say a couple things, but not anything that's too overly involved. So I've got my drops in my jar, and then I'm going to have a pitcher of water close by, and all I'm going to do is put some water in there. And I'm not going to fill it all the way up because I'm going to drop my floating candle into my jar. And that is all there is to that. It couldn't be any more simple. And you could tie a ribbon or a piece of twine, might be pretty. I'm sure Kathy has little scraps of fabric that she would want to tie on there, maybe to match her table setting. I bet she would be smart enough. See what she does. See what she does. And that really is, look how cute that is. And so that's all there is to that. And if you decide to do this as a little make and take for your friends, all they do then is put the cap, you know, the little lid on top of their mason jar, and then they can take that with them when they go. So they have like a little party favor if you decide to do it as a little party. And
Yeah.
I just kept.
It's a fun thing. I'm going to interject. It's a really fun thing to do together with some girlfriends, and you know, everybody makes them. Or gosh, you could even do it like as a shower idea if you were having a, you know, a shower or any sort of thing, and everybody gets to take home a gift. But I wanted to talk about the ball jars really quick. Now, as Wendy was saying, you could put it in a cute, like you can buy at the dollar store. They have little glass vases and stuff. But all of the canning jars, there's so many different shapes. Like here's kind of a squatty, like a short and squatty one. And it's really pretty. It's real low. And then
That's what mine is.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
I
really
have that.
cute. And then I've got the kind of tall and wide jar. And I have the bigger candles. Wendy put the itty bitty candles. I've got the 3-inchers. And it's actually too big. So I had to shave off the outside of the candle so it would fit in here. Because it really needs like a 2.5 inch. But that's what I bought. And so anyway, but the big jars, you know, and so you can do any size, and those little candles work fine in the little jars, but they are great gifts. And you just jar them off, you know, put the top on, close it off. And obviously the fruit, you might want to pull the fruit out because it's going to get a little yucky after a couple days. And then when you're ready, you just put a new orange slice or whatever, or you can skip the oranges altogether, but they make it look pretty. But you could also just use stuff from the garden. So like I've got a rosemary bush in my garden, and I have peppermint. So you could just float that in the water if you don't have fruit. So there, and just to make it look pretty. So, and as Wendy did today with the lavender from my garden. And so there's just so many different ideas you can do to make it look pretty. And it's so simple. I mean, it took what, 3 seconds to do that?
Yeah, it's really quick. And I had everything out on a little tray the other day on Sunday, and I just left it on the table when we were getting ready to have dinner just in case somebody wanted to make it. And so I just had the printout. I just printed our handout and kept that on the table. And it was just fun. And I went ahead and made them myself for the table, and they looked really pretty.
Yeah, they did. And they
So
smell.
just a little hint, I poured my water on the first one. I made two, and I poured it directly over the fruit, the citrus, and it made the water cloudy. So the second one, I avoided pouring it right over the fruit and poured it to the side of the fruit, and it's totally clear. So just to know, if you want it to look clear and pretty, it's much better to pour it off the side.
Okay, good to know. Great. So then when you're finished making your little luminaire, you could also use those same essential oils and make yourself a personal bug spray. Yep, there you go. And I love telling the story. I was with Julie at the Riverside Farmers Market where she had a table set up, and I ran over and I got us a little something to eat. And when I came back, all of the bugs were after our dinner. And Julie pulls out this bottle from her tote bag and she drowns me in spray. And I freaked out because I thought that it was, regular bug spray. But I was really, I just took myself back and I went, oh my gosh, these are my oils. They're safe. They're going to be fine. I don't need to worry about any toxicity with my oils. So it's a really wonderful thing to have in your bag. Pull it out when you need it. You can use it on pets, use it on children. And the recipe that I have here, which is just to the right of the luminaire recipe, calls for an 8-ounce spray bottle and some water and witch hazel, and then 30 drops of your essential oils. And so you could pick 30 drops of one, or you could combine them, maybe 10 drops of 3 different oils. There's no right or wrong here. The thing that I did want to talk about was the witch hazel that's included in the bug spray recipe. And witch hazel is an astringent, and it can be good if you get bit by a bug. It could be helpful if you've already been bit. So I can see why they've put it into the bug spray formula. But some people might have a bit of a sensitivity to witch hazel. It might be a little too drying. Of course, it's in with water, so maybe it's not going to be, the end of the world. It's going to be diluted a little bit. But I think that that is an optional ingredient. I also added to my bug spray the fractionated coconut oil, so that it's just a little bit more hydrating. What about you, Kimberly? What do you put in yours?
Well, that's what I do. Most of the recipes do not call for fractionated coconut oil. And I find, especially, many of us live in this dry climate other than Rose. And, in Arizona and in Nevada and California, we're in the high desert. And so the bug spray just evaporates really, really quickly when you spray it. So by putting the fractionated coconut oil, it makes it a little more emollient. And then when you spray it on your arms, you can kind of rub it in, and it actually moisturizes your skin, and the oils are good for your skin as well. Now, it would be different if you were spraying it on your clothing. Some people, if you're fully clothed and you're spritzing it on your clothes, you might not want the fractionated coconut oil in it. But, generally in the summer, I've got bare arms and bare legs, so I want the fractionated coconut oil. I put witch hazel in a lot of my stuff that I make, including my face wipes, and I just use a very little bit. And if you use a good quality witch hazel, I don't really find it to be that drying when you mix it with fractionated coconut oil.
Yeah.
And
it was, it probably makes a difference when it's with the FCO rather than just straight out of the bottle on its own. Yeah. Okay, great. So I love these spray bottles that I've gotten. These are aluminum ones, nice and thin, easy to carry, just slip in a tote bag. I probably would use something plasticky rather than a glass one if I'm going to be traveling around with it. Just maybe a little bit safer, keep it from breaking on you. And I love this for the dogs too. It's a nice spray, and you can even, if you're going to put it on a pet, I'd probably put it in my hand first and then apply it to the dog. I have a big, beautiful Doberman Pinscher, but she's afraid of these spray bottles. So I usually just put it on my hand and just apply it to her fur.
They're fine to use with your animals. Just remember, never spray anything in their face.
Mhm.
Their sense of smell is like 1,000 times more powerful than ours. So anytime we put a scent in their face, it's like, whoa. So anytime you're using essential oils with animals, never stick them, right in their face. I always put it on like the back of their neck and down their back. And actually Wendy, that's how Wendy and I, when I first met her, we became friends, and she called me and asked me if there was some sort of oil that would help her keep her dog free of ticks.
That's right.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. So I didn't use it on me. No way. I used it on the dog first. Let's see if she can tolerate it. Yeah. So my first essential oil was TerraShield. You never forget your first. And, she gave me that little 1/4 dram size, just that tiny sample bottle. And she instructed me to wet our kerchief and, kind of wring it out so it was damp, not sopping wet, and then just put a few drops of the essential oil on the cloth and work it into the cloth and tie it around Tink. And I also, of course, had a little residual on my hand, so I just kind of ran it up her legs and put it on her belly. And we were going to Northern California, and the year before she had been infested with ticks, so it was really bad. And she was, still a very young dog at the time, and I didn't, you don't want to make any mistakes. I didn't want to put anything toxic on her. So it was a really great introduction. It worked beautifully. And like they say, the rest is history. So I do love that TerraShield. And now we have a new formula for that. So I don't know if anybody's ordered the 125 PV on their LRP this month, but you do get a free TerraShield. Such a great deal. And I think one of the new components to TerraShield is sesame oil.
It's tamanu oil. Is that the same thing as sesame? Because I'm looking at the PDF and it says the addition of tamanu oil provides skin soothing benefits, and through doTERRA's co-impact sourcing, the harvesting of tamanu oil is positively affecting the livelihood of harvesters in Madagascar.
Nice. Nice. Well, thank you for that.
And I'm not seeing sesame oil in the ingredients. It has ylang-ylang, cedarwood, catnip, lemon eucalyptus, litsea, arbor vitae, nootka, and vanilla bean absolute.
That's the new one?
Yes, with the addition of tamanu oil. Well, I'm assuming it's the PDF that comes up now, so.
Yeah, I would take another look, Kathy. Not that I want to arm wrestle you over that, but I think that it does have a
This is an
sesame.
old one. I guess this is an old one.
I
I'm
was gonna
sorry,
say,
lady.
I think it is, because the new formulas, they took out the vanilla.
Oh,
Yeah.
then see, I am wrong. This is what happens when Kathy tries to talk.
No, you get an A for effort. A
I
for
was
effort.
trying to help, but I
You are
obviously,
awesome.
they should
Awesome.
pull those old things down.
I know. Well, I think because a lot of people haven't gotten the new formula yet. And so as soon as they get the new formula, they'll post it. But it's like completely different. And I don't know why they changed it, because I loved the old formula, but I trust them every time they do something. I've always loved their oils. And I guess they wanted to make it more effective for mosquitoes.
Yeah, and it was, if I remember correctly, and I should have been paying better attention, but it has something to do with some specific guidelines for repellents, bug repellents.
The EPA.
So, yeah, there you go. They're trying to adhere to the guidelines from the EPA. So TerraShield's awesome. It comes, of course, in the 15 ml bottle, but it also comes in a personal spray, 30 ml spray bottle. And Nora's shaking her head, yes. And so
Use it for ants.
there you go. In your
Oh,
house.
wow.
Yeah. Do you use it inside or outside? or both?
Inside and outside.
Yeah. Good for you. Great.
Good idea.
They attack my hummingbird feeders, so I spray around it so they don't go on it.
So great. And it doesn't hurt the hummingbirds, right? If you
Mhm.
use something toxic, who knows what could happen, right?
Mhm.
And I do remember, those lovely misters that we have. They come in 2 packs on our accessories tab in the doTERRA account. They're those purple bottles. I think.
Those are great.
Okay. Those are so nice. And I know that Julie has made a bug spray out of the oils that you see here on the list. And she sprays around the door frame in her home, and it keeps, Nora's nodding her head again. So it keeps the
Yes.
bugs from coming
Wow.
in. So that's kind of
Yes.
a good thing. And it's got some
Great
staying
idea.
power. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm sorry Julie's not on the call today because she's really the bug lady. Matter of fact, we've got some other recipes on the sheet. Julie loves to have a ceramic diffuser that she keeps outside with her lawn furniture, and she does an amazing job. If anybody's ever been in her backyard when she lived here in Reno, she just had a beautiful backyard, and she bought some diffusers online, and they look gorgeous. They look like beautiful little vases that she would keep on her tables. So these were a couple of her favorite diffuser recipes. So not only do you have the luminaire recipe and the bug spray recipe, but take a look at some of the other things that you can make with your essential oils. And she had some of these suggestions for some outdoor diffuser blends, and they were amazingly pleasant. I mean, it's nice enough to be outside, but then you get a beautiful aroma out there as well.
Wendy, can you send me one of those copies?
Yeah, excuse me. It should be in the last email that you got, and it's on This Stuff Really Works, but I'll go ahead and include the handout in with the replay. So thank you for reminding me, but I'll definitely do that. Okay, thanks, Lori. So it's got some really nice recipes on here. Of course, how many of you are gardeners? Does anybody work outside?
Well, not this year, but usually I can't wait to try these.
Yeah, they're really nice, really nice.
A picnic in the mountains sounds right up my alley. I love all the woods.
Gosh, I do too. And Douglas fir always reminds me of Lake Tahoe. So that's a beautiful aroma. Nice. So is there anything here that you think that you're going to try? So Kathy's kind of keen on picking one of these outdoor diffuser blends. Does anybody else see anything that they want to try?
Picnic in the mountains.
Picnic in the mountain. Yeah, that's a nice one. I'm going to have to try that one myself. All those beautiful fir oils. Great. Well, does anybody else have any questions about the essential oils? Anything you want to know about the oils that are in that bug list? We could talk about.
I have ants, big black ants.
Okay, so Nora, do you have any advice for her for ants?
Well,
What I did, I
just
looked
use
it
the
up.
Terra Shield.
Pardon?
I just use the Terra Shield. It works really well to get rid of them.
I
Well,
use
I was
peppermint.
putting peppermint oil in front of my doorways, and it seemed to not make them come in. They are outside on the deck, a lot of them.
We have them too, Rose, and since we've got some construction going on, they seem to be worse right now. A couple of, they're starting to come in on our kitchen counter, and I just went along and put some peppermint down on the counter all along the edge, and then just kind of let it dry a little bit, and then smoothed it around.
Yeah.
And I haven't had any since.
Yeah,
So
they're not
it
coming
doesn't
in.
kill them, it just deters them.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to do, because I have an anthill here that's probably the size of Mount St. Helens.
Oh,
We have a lot of them here in the area. It's very typical, because I live out in the country, and but those are like black with red on them. I think they're more like fire ants. But
Ooh.
these are black ants, and they're quite large. So anyway, it's my battle that I'm dealing with right now.
well, let us know what works for you, because if anybody else has
like I
that
said,
problem.
Definitely the peppermint is deterring them from entering the swell of the door. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You just have to keep reapplying it
Yeah.
because it is going to dissipate over time.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be one of those, while you're making your coffee in the morning, go and spray your thresholds.
Smells lovely.
Doesn't
You
it?
know, peppermint does work.
Yeah.
When we had Oil Logic, we had ants coming in the front door.
Yeah.
So I just filled up a glass bottle with water, and I probably put maybe 20 to 30 drops of peppermint in it, in an 8-ounce squirt bottle. And I had it sitting right there on the shelf, and I would just squirt every time I saw an ant. And after squirting them, 2 or 3 weeks, they decided to go somewhere else because they stopped coming in. So
Well,
You're
I
not
think-
welcome.
you have
We made a big mistake by deciding we were going to use borax and sugar water.
oh,
I
yeah.
don't like to kill them all, because I like that they're beneficial. I don't want
Right,
them
yeah.
I just want them to go away. But anyway, by doing that, what we did was we actually attracted 1 million more.
With
They
the
started
sugar?
they started coming from absolutely everywhere because they were attracted to the borax and the sugar water. So we had to spray the whole deck off and start over just with the peppermint now.
Yikes.
Oh, gosh.
But they're very, very you know, they're very resourceful. Like they use each other as you know, like a ladder to climb up something. It's interesting.
It is interesting, Rose. And you remind me that on the CBS Sunday morning show, just this past Sunday, they had a segment about ants and ant colonies and how they work together. So you're reminding me of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today.
Wait, I had one more thing to say. Sorry, I had to deal with Max. Another great thing for the peppermint spray is it keeps away spiders as well. And so if you have a spider problem, which once upon a time I did in my bedroom, I woke up and I had a spider bite. It was like I was waking up regularly and I thought, this is awful. So I made up the peppermint bottle and I brought it into the bedroom. I would just spray behind the bed and I would spray my bed skirt around the bed. And sure enough, no more spiders.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
spiders and ants, it's good stuff. So anyway, that's it.
Excellent. Well, I would love to know if anybody has a suggestion for any upcoming class ideas. We have a few classes scheduled for the rest of the summer, but we'd love to hear from you if there's something you have in mind. I can kind of jumpstart that a little bit, get the wheels greased up by letting you know that we're going to do a salad dressing and marinades class next. Again, that's using your essential oils. And we're going to do one of my favorite classes, which is my pickle picker party. We're going to make pickled vegetables together, again, with your essential oils, and they're really yummy. But if you have any ideas, just let us know. We'd love to hear from you. We talked a little bit about caring for pets with essential oils, and I have a couple of really nice classes on how to make natural pet treats and how to do natural shampoos and things for pets. So if there's anything on that line that you'd like to know about, I am all ears. So whatever, or if there's something that you are curious in learning how to take care of yourself or a family member.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, you just let us know if there's anything that comes up for you. Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm so glad all of you joined us today. It
So
was
nice to
fun.
see. Oh, Nora, it was such a treat for me to see you. Very, very nice to see you.
Yes, well, I'm usually working, but I'm on vacation this week.
Yay, good. And so the
Yes.
times of our classes kind of shift and change too, because we try to get different groups of people to be able to come in and take the classes. So we're happy that you were able to join us for our nooner today.
What's our
Yes,
next
yes.
time's our next class at? Is it the afternoon? Is our next one?
I'm gonna tell you it's at 4, but I'm not overly sure. I could take a quick
Ooh, I
peek.
get home at 4.
I'll look real quick.
I think it was 4 we decided. And we're doing
Yeah.
that. So
It's a summer cooking class at 4 o'clock, Wednesday, July 21st.
Yeah,
Max, quick.
yeah. And you'll be getting one of my favorite recipes just to kind of get you started thinking about using essential oils for cooking. And it's going to be my cedar plank salmon recipe, which is delicious.
A lot of salmon right now.
Oh, let's go to your house, Rose. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It was wonderful. Thank you, Wendy. Thanks,
Thank you.
Kimberly.
Thank you.
Nice to see
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Great to see you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.